I think every organist that play organ should have what I call a safety kit. And what I mean by a safety kit is these particular tools that I have. A pair of my soldering iron, solder. I carry this little piece right here for the organ pedals. I've had to go do service calls because the organ pedal was just jumping. Or the note just played. A screwdriver, standard screwdriver, wire cutters, and wire strippers. So I usually travel with those things because I like to be prepared just in case I get to a situation where I had to repair the organ on site. And so, I just want to feel comfortable when I'm playing. And I think, honestly, a lot of times we get a lot of service calls for certain things that the people, the deacons or the actual organists can fix and repair themselves. Now, if you want to call me to service your organs because maybe 2 or 3 drawbars went out, and you want to pay me more than $200-300 for me to come down there and do that, by all means, my number is 804-307-5397. Please call me. But a lot of these things can be repaired on your own. It doesn't take maybe 2 minutes to cut a wire, strip a wire, and put some solder on it for your drawbar to work. With this amp right here, I see a lot, every time I go to churches, I look at where the volume is on the amp. And 9 times out of 10, it's 1 through 12. It's turned all the way up on 12. It's turned all the way up on 13. And believe it or not, you're damaging your Leslie speaker. You're damaging, all you're doing is causing that organ to strain, 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 and strain. If you're not getting the output that you need from that organ, more than likely it may be the tubes, just the output tubes it's time to change the output tubes. But all you're doing, when you turn that Leslie speaker all the way up to 13, all you're doing is damaging that Leslie speaker. That's the only thing you're doing. If you need more volume out of your Leslie speaker, put a mic on it. I usually have my microphone or my Leslie amp turned about 7. And then I let the microphones do all the work. Letting the microphones do all the work will preserve your Leslie speaker. Now, what I am finding out now also is that a lot of these components in the Leslie speaker, not the Leslie speaker, the Leslie amp are old. The capacitors, the resistors and stuff like that, they're 40, 50 years old as well. I find it now it's more, buying a new Leslie amp, it's just like getting a new Leslie. Buying a new Leslie amp is just like buying a new Leslie. Everybody heard that? So if you really want to, invest and you're really having a lot of issues with your Leslie on your organ, I would probably invest in buying a brand new amp with newer capacitors, newer resistors, and newer tubes. And that way, that solves that issue of you having to always get somebody to service your organ. Because more than likely, it's going to be the amp. It's going to be the amp.